After the past few years, I had incredibly low expectations for Summer Game Fest 2023, so what can I say about this year's festival? Honestly, I'm really happy with it. In this video, I'll explore why I feel this year is amazing and why I'm mega excited for some of the games coming later this year and into next. There's a lot that was announced, so chapters will be used. Feel free to jump around as you wish. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. I'll admit I didn't love the first entry in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I did like it though. The first 20 seconds of the trailer for FF7 Rebirth are quite intriguing because it shows Cloud and company in really rough shape. Some have even speculated the characters may be dead. Given this game seems to deal with alternate timelines, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case in one of the timelines we may visit. We'll just have to wait and see on that front. Square even seemed to acknowledge the fact with the line, "The unknown journey continues." Definitely interesting. The view we're given of the overworld shows the game looks far better than the first release, so I'm actually really happy with Square Enix with this one. Hojo and Cosmo Canyon are really nice looking, so yeah, I'm actually really hyped for this. The combat seems far smoother and more in-depth than the first entry. Can't wait for early 2024. I'm going to keep this particular entry short. If you've watched this channel for a while now, you'll know that I'm super excited for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. For me, that was one of the highlights of the recent Sony showcase, which was admittedly a very shabby one. I did love the gameplay we saw though. I had wished they'd given us a release date during said showcase. I feel like had Sony and Insomniac said it's coming out October 20th during that showcase, fans would have been far happier. Oh well. We now know the release date, and the collector's edition is also beautiful. I know I really want to get the game as soon as I can, however, it's likely going to be on my Christmas wishlist. Anyways, moving on. I love platformers. I also like Metroidvanias. I don't love them as much as my editor, TheMadBelmont. Link for his channel will be in the description. But I do like them a lot. I also used to really love the earlier Prince of Persia games, so seeing a new one that's a Metroidvania has me interested, and the fact it's releasing early into next year is great. The game is slated for a January 18th, 2024 release date. It also seems unique to me as it's the only Metroidvania I know of that has a 3D graphics engine. My editor can of course do a cut-in correcting me if I'm wrong though. Either way, now at least, I have a few games releasing next year that I'm actually excited for, and it's no longer looking like one of the weakest years in gaming that I can remember. I thought about making this one its own video, but I don't feel like I can talk about it for a full 5 minutes given I'm not massively in love with Mortal Kombat. From what I've seen of the gameplay though, I'm actually really into this one as it seems like it's going to focus on aggressive play and have less of a focus on footsies. I hate footsie gameplay, I find it slow and boring. But from the gameplay it looks like every character is going to have lots of options and the cameo fighter is going to add a whole new dynamic to the Mortal Kombat formula. This particular entry seems far more in line with MK10, which I did enjoy, so that at least has me excited. This game is coming out on September 19th of this year. It'll be available for PC, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5 along with Nintendo Switch. Hopefully it will have good crossplay, as its implementation for Mortal Kombat 11 was kind of janky but acceptable. I'll admit 2D Sonic is the only Sonic I like. The 3D version I could just never get on with because the controls just didn't jive with me. I can admit though that some of the better ones are technically very good games, but I've only ever liked 2D Sonic, so I'm happy we're getting a brand new Sonic game that is of that mold, even if I'd have preferred it with sprite art over 3D models masquerading as 2D ones. It's coming fall of this year, and while I won't get it at full price, it does have me interested enough to pick it up at a discounted price. It'll be available on all platforms, and it'll feature 4-player co-op in some manner. Moving on to the next game, which is also from Sega. Ever since I first played Yakuza Dead Souls, I've enjoyed this franchise. Seeing the 1 minute 37 second trailer really has me hyped for this game because it looks like Yakuza at its best. The combat looks super smooth. The fact we're getting like a Dragon Gaiden this year has me super excited. It's coming out for PS4, PS5, Xbox Series, Xbox One, and PC, and it looks like it'll live up to the insanity the Yakuza games are known for. I'm also intrigued to see where Kiryu's story goes, especially since he'll have apparently erased his name for this entry. What's everyone's favorite Yakuza game though? Let me know in the comments. For me, it's Yakuza Dead Souls, as that was my entryway into the franchise. The game will be out on November 9th, just in time for Christmas. Not much is known about Star Trek Infinite yet. More information is coming out on June 16th, which Trekkies will know as Picard Day. What we got was a 45-second teaser trailer showing a Starfleet ship, a Borg cube, and a, as of yet, unknown Starfleet captain making a captain's log. The game will be developed by Nimble Giant Entertainment and published by Paradox Interactive. The game will supposedly be a grand strategy title. Hearts of Iron, also developed by Paradox Interactive, is one of the most famous examples of a video game of this type. Since I love Star Trek, I know I'm going to at minimum enjoy this title. Also, speaking of Star Trek, I'll be on a Star Trek podcast in the near future, so keep your eyes peeled to the community tab for when that goes live. Sandland ran from May to August of the year 2000 and is from Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball. Let's face it, Toriyama has probably influenced most millennials to some degree or another, as Dragon Ball is one of the most popular series for our generation. His work on Dragon Quest is also noteworthy, plus his contributions to Chrono Trigger. Basically, if you're a weeb and were born in the late 80s to early 90s, you have likely consumed his work in some way. I don't know anything about the manga series Sandland, but boy do I want to check it out after watching the short trailer Bandai Namco released. The game will feature both action combat and tank combat in some way. I think it's going to be a really cool game whenever it releases. There is no release date for it yet, but it will be out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. I quite liked Don't Nod's previous game, Vampire, even if I found the game a little bit janky at times when it came to the combat. It just didn't feel fluid for whatever reason. Banisher's Ghost of New Eden looks like it's going to be a rather iterative take on the Vampire formula, which is fine since that game is rather unique on the market. It's also slated to come out this year. According to the trailer, it'll come out later this year. No specific date is given, but the game seems to be far along in development, even if graphically it's just a very nice PS4 title. It's slated to come out for next generation hardware and PC. Did you play Don't Nod's previous game though? Let me know in the comments. So those were just some of the games from Summer Game Fest that actually caught my attention. I know there will be others that I'll have missed, but what games caught your eye? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. 2 of my previous videos will be popping up on screen now. One is my reaction to the disappointing PS5 showcase, and the other is one YouTube thinks you'll like. Check them out, and until next time, keep blazing that trail.